Welcome to the Time of the Screen Squad. Like always, I'm Vinny.
Come on, then.
And
And on this episode, it's our
Love.
Valentine's Day special.
Talking about love.
Right?
woo,
It passed.
love.
Yep.
Is love not one of them loving things that love does not have?
Leon Phelps.
Love? No.
We're talking about a movie.
Cavassier.
We're talking about a movie about a guy who stops at nothing to bring back and reincarnate his dead fiance with a bunch of hooker parts. I mean,
First of all,
sex workers.
no, ladies of the night.
No, they're sex workers.
The
Correct
classic.
myself.
Prostitutes.
There you go. Done.
Prostitutes.
Either way. And what other movie do you get that? You get you get it where a guy is gonna recreate the his fiance, with hooker parts and create super crack in the same thing. He makes super crack that makes people explode.
Kids, stay off drugs.
Frankenhooker, movie that came out in 1990. This is distributed. No, is it Trauma in there?
It's trauma.
It's Trauma, right? It's distributed by Trauma. Yeah, this movie was good, dude.
New York's best.
For a 1990 low budget B movie.
It costs like
One
what, 2 mil to make?
1.5.
Yeah. It
made like 200,000 though.
It's weird. But it's weird.
But it's funny because it sold more VHSs than
Well, it had that
going to theater.
It had that
because it had a little button.
Yeah, the little button. You want a date? Want a date? You get relatively. There's no known people in this movie. You get was it Penthouse Pet of the Year? Right. She was with Ric Flair, by the way. She was in a promo with Ric Flair on WCW. And then you get pretty much people that you don't ever see again in movies, right? You don't really see them, and this is what they're known for, is Frankenhooker. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not a bad movie, and if you think about it, like if I have you heard of that movie Poor Things? Of course, it's nominated for Oscar, the one with Emma Stone, where she plays a Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
Frankenstein.
I haven't
monster.
seen it. I want to watch it.
Yeah, it's this is similar to that, right? Like movies like that where they bring women like them back from the dead in different parts. This one's different because of the fact that he uses a bunch of pieces of exploded women that explode.
Blown women.
But bunch of hookers.
Yeah, and
blown up.
So the movie all starts where Jeffrey. You get Jeffrey Franken, right? Frankenhooker. His
See how clever
fiance.
that is?
His
super clever.
His fiance gets killed by a lawnmower.
Just say lawnmower.
This is the
A giant lawnmower.
It's not even that big though. That lawnmower is not that big. It's not giant enough.
That turn to like it reminded me of Austin Powers with the Zamboni. Like, come on, it's taking forever.
that fat suit she was wearing was funny.
Yeah, it's the way
predicted the future.
The way that they end. And man, this movie does give you a lot of what New York looked like in 1990. Right, and for being 1990, the special
before
effects
they cleaned it up.
The special effects aren't that bad in this movie. The acting is not bad in this movie. It's a B movie. It's very it's sex heavy, right? The movie is sex heavy, but
is it though?
I mean, it's based.
I mean, there's a lot of nudity, but I don't think it's sex.
No,
heavy.
it's not.
It's not vulgar. That's the thing. It's not vulgar.
It's not. It is. Not vulgar. It does have a lot of it just has a lot of those themes. Of course, you have to have that. It's Frankenhooker. It's called Frankenhooker. It's in the title.
I mean, they're not gonna have a bunch of nuns.
Maybe. You don't know. You don't know their lives.
I don't know what kind of movies you're watching.
You don't know what they have under them robes.
Easy. No, but I
titties.
Disrespect.
I
Disrespect.
I
don't give a shit.
I don't respect with nothing. But this movie does take place in New York and New Jersey. which
Mhm.
apparently is like a block away from each other.
Yeah.
But it's movie magic.
that
Movie
walk-
magic.
It
that
took
dude
her
had
1 hour to walk from Jersey to New York.
that dude had a thick accent too.
They all did.
Like no, I mean like it was like holy crap.
Zorro
that
the
is-
pimp too.
Zorro was
yeah.
hilarious.
You get Zorro the pimp. You get
Hey, that's
look,
not your arm.
you get you get okay. You get you get
I think he was
uh-huh.
the worst actor in that movie. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
he was.
mean,
But
Like they just got a meathead to just
yeah, that's what it was. It's like you just get some dude to be a pimp, and not even
but
like,
he
not
was
even
in
classic pimp.
he was in one of the Basket Case movies because the director is director of Basket Case.
Didn't they direct these movies like almost simultaneously?
yeah. Well,
I
that
think
and part two.
back to
Part
back
two.
or two.
Right. So I mean, you could. I mean, again, this
The
one.
first Basket Case is something though.
Yeah, but I think this is better than those
Why?
movies.
yeah.
This movie was better than those movies. It was not. It was. I think the pace was well done. Like it. I didn't feel like it was any part I was bored or I felt like, oh, this is dumb. This
How
is
long
dumb.
was this?
This movie's not.
It's like an hour 25.
Yeah,
hour
right.
30.
It felt like
It's
nothing.
an hour. It's an hour and 20 minutes.
It's
roughly.
better than seeing that piece of shit Scorsese movies where they're like 3 or 4 hours long of nonsense.
Which
Sorry.
one? Like
You
which
talking
one?
about Flower Moon?
A little bit of both, Flower Moon.
You didn't even watch it.
Because it's 3 hours.
So
plus.
how do you know it's
I'm
a
not
piece
watching
how do you
that
know it's a
shit.
piece of crap if you didn't watch it?
3.5 hours long.
It's like I know
Can't
it.
watch
I know I don't like eating that, even though I've never had it in my life. Makes
Yeah.
no sense.
No, you can't say that.
If it's not, I'm sure if he's seen it, he's already eaten it.
That's true. Whoa. True that. No, but I think yeah.
And I'm
Frank,
not talking about food.
yeah, well, it's true. That too. But I think
I hate that I know that baby is delicious.
look. What?
Snowpiercer, remember?
Yeah. That's not why you said it. It was made for $2.5 million, right? This movie, Frankenhooker, was made. Yes, it did not make any money, and yes, it was ripped to shreds by critics. But there's
in
this,
theaters.
in theaters. There's a special quality about it, though. Like again, like it's just this weirdness about it, and also when you watch, it's like, is that really how New York was in the '90s? Of course, it's not because it's a movie, but still, it's very interesting.
It was like that. That film with the hookers on the street. I mean the ladies of the night. I mean the prostitutes. I mean the sex workers.
The whores.
Uh-huh.
When they're showing when
we
he's
all
filming
whores in some sort of way?
those scenes, they just filmed with a open van. Like they opened up a van and just filmed the streets, just drove around and filmed
They were
them.
the original
So
bang
that's what
bus.
it looked like. I mean, that's what LA looks like now too.
Yeah,
In the daytime.
yeah, it's true.
Figueroa Street.
It's
What? This guy
Figueroa-
knows exactly where they are.
Shut up! Don't judge me. all right?
And exactly where they are.
I'm just saying. There's YouTube videos.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube.
videos.
And YouTube's
That you-
YouTube's clean.
That you made.
And then I know what I was saying. If you trace it back, it's Ozzy Productions. Ozzy Productions. Amazon Prime Films.
Amazon Prime. Orderly.
The Disorderly. That's
Yeah.
what you should remake. That's what you should remake.
I can be all 3 fat boys.
I mean, you are. But like again, this movie, I don't think it was or wasn't it? I think when I was watching like some making of documentary of it. Yes, there are making of documentaries about Frankenhooker. They had to kind of strip back the name. I think originally it was going to be called Frankenhooker.
Frankenslat. They changed so many different names, but they're like, eventually stuck to Hooker.
Yeah, and you don't really get the whole Frankenstein monster.
Got a ring to it.
Yeah, you don't get the whole Frankenstein monster until like 40 minutes into the movie. Almost like the movie's almost done by the time you actually see.
Well, you got to go back to like before you get the Frankenstein scenes where he goes through his little moments where he's just like putting a drill to his head and when he's having dinner with a decapitated head. And just feeding it wine and it's just all over the place. He's still talking to it like it's still alive.
Well, it's because he's so heartbroken that his invention killed her.
No,
right?
but
he wants to bring her back to life.
But
he's also a weirdo.
But he was also a weirdo before she died.
No, of course,
That's
of course
true.
it was. He was introverted. Like he was just. That's the
He was
thing.
he was an incel with a girlfriend. That's what he was.
Then you're not an incel.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that's
That
kind
makes
of
no
like the same.
sense.
You know what? Fuck you. You know what I'm talking about though.
Just saying. Just saying.
Mm.
No, but I like. Yes, he did a really good job in my opinion. I think playing Jeffrey Franken. I think was it James Lawrence. He did a really good. I think he played a really good part in the movie, and that's another thing. Like Shelley's again for the majority of the movie after the very beginning, where she gets killed at the very beginning. She's not in the movie for a long time. Majority of the movie is carried by Jeffrey. Right, he's in the majority of the movie.
It feels like a one man movie for a while.
Yeah,
And he's good. He's good
yeah,
in it.
like you can tell. Like I mean, you can see some of the time when some of the times where he's like, oh, like
He's
why
got a
wants to do it?
familiar face, but
I don't know
I've
where.
never seen him before.
I know. I
Yeah.
it's the same thing I said. I swear I've seen him in other things. I just don't remember. Right.
Yeah.
But then once you get the Frankenhooker on screen, the movie kicks up to a whole different level. Right. Like not only did right before all that happened, you get the super crack scene where all of a sudden he's having this party with all these sex workers, right? These ladies of the night,
Prostitutes.
all these prostitutes. He's having a party in the hotel room, and then all of a sudden, no, you found my super crack. Oh my god! And then they're all fiending.
No. They go. They get the money, and then you go. What is this? Super drugs.
Then they get the power.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
How do you know it's super drugs?
It becomes a super raunchy thing where everyone's naked all of a sudden and smoking crack. What other movie do you get that where you get people smoking crack and then all of a sudden they start exploding?
Color Purple, right? No,
The musical or the original?
a little bit of both. Super crack. Super crack. Legs.
He's trying to cover up. He's trying to cover up.
What?
Look at him.
Cover what up?
Nothing.
Cover what?
Nothing.
I'll say it again. Color Purple. What?
Hate.
My baby's gone. All right.
No, but like that's the thing. Like you get that whole scene. It's a
Gracias.
good like 10 minutes where all these women are exploding, and there's
Yeah,
just exploding parts everywhere. And then
It's all mannequins.
it doesn't matter.
No. But the way it looks like also mannequin.
Nah,
It's
that's
like-
not a big thing. I don't really
No,
care
it
if
looks
it's
cool.
mannequins or not. It looks
I
cool.
enjoyed
But
it. It was funny.
Yeah, that's
That's
the thing.
why the money they used was pretty good because all the mannequins they blew up.
Yeah, they just did it they literally the special effects were paint the Frankenhooker and then explode all these heads and then create that weird monster made out of body parts from the hookers that want crack. Which is like a basket case monster anyway, right? The one that's in the freezer in that purple goo. Which I have no idea how it melts how it melts to get into one super like.
That's where it turns into a basket case.
Yeah, it just becomes a blob kind of weird monster. That's the weird thing. Other than that, I mean, I like the movie and I love the way the movie ended because when she becomes sentient and realizes what happens, like, and she starts telling him like, why did you do this? Like, oh, how did this happen? Am I dead? And all that. And then so she ends up getting him back because he's like, why'd you bring me back? You put me with other people's parts. Well, when Zorro in one swipe takes out Jeffrey, right? Spoilers, right? And this is towards the end of the movie. This is like one of those quick things. Like that whole thing happens so quick from that point to the very, very end. Like it's like 5 minutes tops. And then he gets brought back with that twist ending where now he's in a woman's body.
Great tits, though.
It's a mannequin.
Spoiler alert. Wow.
It's a mannequin.
Spoiler alert.
It's a mannequin.
Whatever. So
You're gross.
He's used to the dolls.
He's gross.
First of all, what in California isn't fake?
Okay.
So yeah, there you go.
That's all you have to say. You said first off. And that's all you said.
Whatever. But I like how like she brings him back and she explains to him, "Hey, you took great notes.
Mm-hmm.
You took great." It's
Yeah.
like, huh? And you can kind of tell it's just his head through a hole. Going, what?
Still, I didn't mind. I didn't
Yeah,
care. It was a
again,
good ending.
It's nothing
It's
wrong
almost-
with
it was-
Where's my Johnson?
It was almost as good as
I can't feel my dick.
It's almost
I
as good
can't
as
feel my dick.
Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
Almost as good as that ending.
Mm.
No.
I wonder Cisco and Ebert said about this.
All right. Well, but I will say that this is a movie that I think warrants people to watch it because it's just so campy and so weird, and
And
you'll
offensive.
very offensive, but it's
But in a fun way. It's a
enjoyable. Yeah,
fun.
it's not horrible. It's not
Being
like,
offensive is fun.
yeah.
No, it
Right,
is.
Ozzy?
It's just. What are you talking about?
Of course, he would say that.
Frankenputas.
All right. Well, remake it, and then you can star in it.
I'll be the guy whose head explodes with
Yeah,
the first John.
You'll be the Zorro character, but that won't be your name.
yeah.
Gordo, hey, what's up? Where's my beaches? ¿A dónde están mis putas?
Santa Monica or Venice?
We're in one of these bars where they have the ladies dancing.
And you can still make super crack in that movie, and it will still be
TJ?
topical.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Topical. But I think
Kids
this is
don't do drugs.
Yeah, there's a PSA.
We make the blue stuff.
I mean, they had a whole show with a bunch of seasons about blue crystal meth.
Blue meth.
It's still drugs, right? You still
Get it
smoke
right,
You still smoke it?
bitch.
Wow, so angry.
On that,
Yeah,
note,
on that note, watch Frankenhooker. It's
What? No,
fun
Aaron
for
Paul?
the
No?
fun for the whole family. As you can tell.
Don't watch it with your
Bring your
family.
kids, bring your wife. Happy Valentine's Day. What a guy!
Hold-
What a guy
but I was
wouldn't
like-
do for his fiance. That should be the
That's
tagline,
love.
right? He had
True love.
exactly. That's what this movie's about.
Yeah, no,
It's
you
about
do
this,
just
man.
get
Corazón.
you got a brain and just leave it on the table the whole time, and they
Yeah.
have nobody go, hey, get that brain off it. No, it's just more like a.
Yeah, but when,
Right.
when you say that, it's like somebody putting their nuts on your head. On that note, this has been Vinny.
This is Ozzy.
And
We'll see you guys next time.
I'm gonna teabag you.
Is looking at you, kid. In case I don't see you. Good afternoon.